According to a growing number of media sources, Sebastian Vettel will be driving for Aston Martin next year alongside Lance Stroll, with the team set to ditch Sergio Perez for the next chapter in the team's history. What's up guys, Formula News here, and first up on today's episode, is Vettel's deal to Aston Martin completed? In terms of marketability, it is clear that Seb has always been the clear favorite for the seat, especially if you consider his storyline. Four-time F1 World Champion can drive those red things, so he has ditched them for Aston Martin instead and is far happier. Checo simply does not pack that type of global marketing punch that the well-orchestrated Vettel defection story has, nor the brand-building clout that 4 F1 World titles bring to the table. Adding fuel to this is the fact that ace photographer Mark Sutton spotted Otmar Szafnauer and Seb sharing a Ferrari in and out of Silverstone last weekend. This in turn gives credence to suggestions in the sparse paddock that the deal is already done and was, in fact, going to be announced at Silverstone, the home of Racing Point, also known as Aston Martin, last weekend. However, they pulled the plug on the plans when Checo tested positive for COVID-19. It is hard to expect Sergio to roll out of the garage without a complaint. After all, companies from his country have kept the organization afloat since the Force India days, and he was instrumental in Racing Point emerging from Vijay Mallya's mess and into the hands of Lawrence Stroll and his consortium. Meanwhile, Stroll Jr., for whom the team was bought, is sure to stay put. On the other hand, the prospect of Mercedes power is sure to ignite a smile from Seb, whose recent struggles are well documented, as was the fact that Ferrari deemed him surplus to requirements. Next up, Hamilton is better than Senna and Schumacher, says Murray Walker. Legendary Formula 1 commentator Murray Walker says Lewis Hamilton is better than both Ayrton Senna or Michael Schumacher thanks to his fairness. Mercedes driver Hamilton is on track to break Schumacher's record of 91 Grand Prix victories in the near future, scoring the 87th win of his career at Silverstone last weekend. Hamilton is one title behind Schumacher's record of 7 Drivers' World Championships and has a 30-point lead in the standings after the opening 4 races of the 2020 campaign. The debate over who is the greatest F1 driver of all time has intensified as Hamilton has neared Schumacher's records, prompting comparisons across many eras. Ex-BBC F1 commentator Walker said that while it was impossible to define one greatest driver due to the varying conditions in each generation of Grand Prix racing, Hamilton's fairness made him stand out above the likes of Senna, Schumacher, and Juan Manuel Fangio. Lastly, Mclaren brings back Paul Di Resta as reserve driver for Silverstone. The sudden presence of Nico Hülkenberg at Racing Point last weekend clearly showed how important it is for teams to have a good reserve driver on hand. McLaren now says that they have also appointed a good driver as a possible backup for the Grand Prix of England. The name of the driver appointed by McLaren for this weekend is not unknown, namely Paul Di Resta. Di Resta has been allowed to join the Williams Formula 1 team before the Felipe Massa called in sick. In case something should happen to drivers Lando Norris or Carlos Sainz this weekend, Di Resta will once again be an old acquaintance who can make his appearance in a Formula 1 car. However, he will continue to analyze the weekend at Sky Sports until it comes to that. Esteban Gutierrez or Stoffel Van Dorn seem to be the most obvious choices as reserve drivers for the Formula 1 team, but since Van Dorn is currently working in Berlin for Formula E and Gutierrez does not have a super license, all McLaren has to do is get a familiar face out of the box of tricks. And that's been today's video. If you don't want to miss out on any Formula 1 news, then please hit that like and subscribe button for more top-notch F1 reports and insights. Apart from that, I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you have an awesome day. Until next time, goodbye.